guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Hava Schultz, and on this YouTube channel, I provide inspiration and information to help you live a stylish, healthy, happy, minimal lifestyle. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make an aesthetic vision board that inspires you to keep working at your New Year's resolution or goal if you're watching this sometime after New Year's, so that at the end of the year you can look back and feel proud of your follow-through. Studies show that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by the time February starts, and only 8% of Americans follow through on their New Year's resolution for the entire year. I am proud to be part of that 8% in 2020. A vision board is a tool that can help improve your chances of being part of that special 8%, or at least not part of that first 80%. First, choose something that means a lot to you. I recommend picking something that you have a strong motivation to do, because New Year's is not going to create motivation, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. If you want to do something that you don't already feel excited about, a really common example is fitness, then you'll need to start by finding motivation strategies first. To keep this video concise, I'm going to assume that you already have the motivation, but if you need a video on motivation strategies, I'm sure you can find an amazing one on YouTube, or if you want me to make one, just comment below and make your request. Once you know the topic of your New Year's resolution, you'll want to make sure you're being simple and specific. Simple because you want to be able to quickly think about your New Year's resolution and not feel overwhelmed by it. Specific so that you know whether you're being successful. This year, my New Year's resolution is to post consistently on YouTube twice per week and to maintain an active quality presence on Instagram. I recognize that this New Year's resolution seems kind of like a double goal, and it is, because I'm incorporating both a YouTube and an Instagram goal into my New Year's resolution. I also recognize that the Instagram part of it is on the vague side, but there's a lot of thought that went into how I crafted this, and I'm not gonna get into it this video because that'll just make it really long. So it's time for step 2. Once you've got your New Year's resolution picked out, go ahead and write down a list of keywords or related topics to that New Year's resolution. I consider writing them down and creating a list kind of an optional step, because I tend to actually just Google the words or phrases as I think of them. But in any case, you want to make sure that you're Googling in the images section so that you can get a bunch of visuals. Each time you find a visual that makes sense for your vision board, you'll go ahead and either copy the image and paste it onto your Word doc or drag it on, depending on what the format of the file is. Maybe you even just take a screenshot if you're having trouble transferring the exact file, because this isn't going anywhere, so it's okay if you want to just privately use that image as a screenshot. When you choose your pictures, I would also recommend that you look for 2 different types of photos. One being photos that show what you're actually going to be doing. So in this case, I might try to find photos that are related to videography and video editing, or taking pictures, or being on the camera. All of the things that actually relate to the tasks that I want to be inspired to do, and having them look all pretty and aesthetic and going, hey, this is a fun thing to do. The other side of it is looking to put images on that are the fruits of my labor. So this could be things like a larger following, opportunities that arise because of my success, a beautiful final product as far as my visuals go. So you want to make sure that your vision board is inspirational, both with the tasks that you actively do and what you're actively working towards. Once I've got all the visuals I want, I'm going to go ahead and resize them on the document. And there are a few factors to consider as you do this. First of all, you want to make sure that all of your visuals are going to fit on whatever board you're using. If your vision board is the document, then free reign, go wild, rearrange things, resize them until you feel like it's perfect, print it out, and you'll be done. In this case, I'm talking about a print, cut, and paste situation. So I want to go ahead and resize them to make sure that the images that I want to stand out are larger, maybe they're more aesthetically appealing, or lean into what I'm doing more of the time, and vice versa, have other pictures being smaller. You also may have used this as a place to just dump anything and everything that seemed possible, but you don't have to keep everything that's on this document. You can go ahead and delete things that you decide aren't as good, maybe you found a better picture later, and go with a quality over quantity approach. Make sure that whatever you end up putting on your vision board is enough to be all-encompassing your New Year's resolution, but not so much that it feels cluttered. To also keep it from being cluttered, make sure that certain images are larger and smaller than others based on what you want to stand out, like I said a few minutes ago. But also make sure that overall the dimensions, when you drag and see what size it is, make sure that when you're printing out, it's going to end up still being the same amount of space. And I think you should go ahead and really be careful in this step to come up with as much of this as you can if you're going to be printing your vision board ahead ahead of time, just so that you don't have to end up wasting paper or ink, which can be wasteful and expensive potentially. So just make sure you're really paying attention to the dimensions here. Once you've picked the images you want and you've resized them, you can print them out and start cutting. One idea is to write your New Year's resolution across the top or in the middle of your board so that you can easily at a glance look at exactly what the resolution is. But you don't have to do that because hopefully all the images remind you of it, so this is personal preference. Then go ahead and rearrange the images on top. Don't paste anything down until you look at the whole thing and it just totally vibes with you. And once it does, go ahead and paste them down. Hopefully your finished product is something you're proud of and enjoy looking at, almost like a little piece of art, because you'll want to make sure you find a good place to display this that you'll see it often. This is going to be a visual reminder to inspire you to keep working on your goals, even on the days that you don't really feel like it. Plus, you don't want to just create this tool and never use it. That would just be a waste of time that you could have spent on the goal itself. This tool is meant to help you do that goal more and more fully and for longer. What's your New Year's resolution this year? Comment below and let's see if any of us have similar goals. If you enjoyed this video and want to support me in my journey to create for you full-time, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you so much and Happy New Year!